The Indian Navy has perfected a unique way to hunt Chinese submarines. Navy and the DRDO have successfully test-fired this cutting-edge weapon. Now, this is a smart torpedo being launched from the integrated test range off Odisha's coast. While Chinese PLA has constructed the world's largest submarine fleet, India has just built the most efficient submarine hunting weapon. From Greater Nicobar Island, the Indian Navy can now destroy any Chinese warships or submarines exiting the Malacca Strait. Or land batteries of the Smart, launched from Dwarka or Porbandar, can destroy every warship and submarine in Karachi harbour. India and China, the Asian superpowers, are locked in a battle for dominance in the Indo-Pacific region and the Indian Ocean region, and the Smart torpedo could shift the balance of power in case of a conflict in India's favour. So what is this revolutionary Indian Smart torpedo, and how does it redefine anti-submarine warfare? Now, the best modern torpedoes like the American Mark 48 have a range of just 50 kilometers. But this Indian Smart torpedo can destroy enemy submarines at a range of 600 kilometers. It's a generational leap in anti-submarine tactics, and Indian Navy is leading the way. So how does the Smart torpedo work? Indian scientists at DRDO have perfected a unique way to blend a supersonic ballistic missile with a lightweight torpedo armed with a 50 kg high explosive warhead. Once the enemy submarine is spotted, the Indian warship or land-based battery could launch the Smart torpedo. A two-stage rocket propulsion system would then fire it towards the target at supersonic speeds before releasing the torpedo via a parachute above the enemy submarine. Now, the torpedoes themselves can detect and target a submarine at a range of 20 to 40 kilometers. An accurate strike would destroy the submarine, while even a near hit could fracture its hull or a hatch, resulting in operational loss. So India has just perfected a cost-effective way to destroy high-tech Chinese submarines, or the new Pakistani Hangar-class AIP submarines at standoff distances of 600 kilometers or more. Now, the result is a weapon system that is portable, which means it can be land-based, and it would also soon be integrated and armed on Indian Navy warships. Now, this includes the guided missile destroyers and even the stealth frigates of the Indian Navy. Any Chinese submarines would be wise to stay well clear of Indian waters, while it would be best if the Pakistani Navy just doesn't leave the harbour. China has gambled heavily on its submarine capabilities, building the world's largest submarine arsenal. The Chinese PLA Navy boasts of a fleet of 60 submarines, with at least 12 of those nuclear-powered. Quite a few of the others are equipped with AIP technology. According to US intelligence in the Pentagon, the Chinese Navy will have a fleet of 80 submarines by 2035, exceeding the US Navy, which has about 65 submarines currently. So why has the PLA Navy bet so big on submarine power? Now, firstly, submarines are difficult to detect. Once submerged, submarines are virtually invisible to satellites or high-altitude reconnaissance drones. Now, conventional diesel-electric submarines can be detected when they surface every 2 days to recharge their batteries. Hence, China is investing in nuclear and AIP technology, which allows up to 14 days of underwater operations at a stretch. Secondly, supersonic missiles like Brahmos are good for targeting warships, but quite useless against a submarine lurking 100 to 200 meters below the surface. Thirdly, submarines are designed to penetrate enemy defenses and target key assets like aircraft carriers or surveillance ships, and even harbors and oil depots. Lastly, most nuclear submarines are now armed with nuclear ballistic missiles. Now, such submarines represent the best deterrent against a nuclear attack, assuring mutual destruction. Now, it seems no one would be able to stop the Chinese naval surge, and the PLA plan was going according to the book, but that was before Indian Navy test-fired its Smart torpedo and figured out how to destroy enemy submarines at such vast distances. So will Chinese submarines become sitting ducks? Well, time will tell. Now, the biggest challenge still remains in detecting an enemy submarine. Indian military has several assets to do this, including the P-8I Poseidon maritime surveillance aircraft from America, or the MH-60R Seahawk choppers, again sourced from the US for Indian warships. Indian Navy warships and submarines are also themselves armed with sonar technology to detect enemy submarines, while they can also be detected through underwater sensors or harbor defense systems. Now, the Indian Navy can place this smart system in key strategic locations like Nicobar Islands to cover the entrance to the Bay of Bengal or Indian Ocean. Smart torpedoes can also be based on the new military base in Lakshadweep's Minicoy Islands to cover the entire Maldives and vital sea lanes in the Arabian Sea. Indian Navy will soon hope to integrate these smart torpedoes on its warships and land bases. Apart from India, only Russia is said to have developed this next-gen technology. Have your say. India versus China. Who will dominate the Indian Ocean region in the 21st century? Leave a comment below and remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons.